welcome. Today we're going to talk a bit about color. So, in order to talk about color, we're going to start with something that I'm sure you've all seen at some point or other in your life, maybe very frequently. It's the color wheel. So the color wheel is really great, and especially this type of color wheel is really great because you can really determine which colors are going to go nicely together. You can see the science of it versus having to just kind of come up with things on your own. So, as you all know, there are 3 different types of hues. Hue is each color represented on the color wheel. On the color wheel, we have the primary colors, which are yellow, red, and blue. We have the tertiary colors, which happens when we mix those. So yellow and blue make green, yellow and red make orange, and blue and red make violet. So, and then we get our tertiary colors by mixing a secondary color with the primary color. So we end up with blue-green, or we end up with red-violet, etc. Now, when we're thinking about laying out a piece, there's different color schemes that come in really handy for us. So the things you want to think about are the complements. So red and green, orange and blue, yellow and purple, and how you can lay those out. Complements are really good to make something pop. Let's say you had a blue balloon and you wanted it to pop out from the background. Maybe you do an orange wall and that would pop out. But it also works in that, if blue is opposite of orange, what does it take to make orange? Yellow and red. So if you use red, that's a near complement of blue. Yellow is a near complement of blue. So those will look nice opposite of each other. They're also split complements. So, blues here, we have yellow orange, we have red orange, split complements. So that'll make things pop. From a cohesive standpoint, if we have red orange and yellow orange against this blue, they're going to look nice together. We're going to be thinking about how the split complement will harmonize nicely with one another, just like the complements harmonize nicely with one another. So you can make it basically a triangle on the color wheel to see where those colors would be. So like yellow, opposite of yellow would be the colors to each side of purple or violet. So we have red violet and blue violet. Now, also, we can use other forms of math on a color wheel. So let's say we wanted to do an equilateral triangle. We could do this triadic color scheme is the yellow along with this red and this blue, obviously, as we know, because they're primary colors, but we can just shift it this way too. So the yellow orange and the blue green and the red violet will all also go together, and so on as we go around the orange and the green and the violet, so that the tertiary colors go together. Then we can also think about we can make a square on the piece and move it around, or we can take what would be the split of both complements, so blue violet, red violet, yellow orange, and yellow green, and those will all go nicely together. Then we can start to think about how analogous colors go nicely together and cool and warm colors go nicely together. So analogous colors are anything that's next to each other on the color wheel, which makes perfect sense because in order to get yellow orange, we had to mix yellow and orange together. In order to get orange, we had to mix red into yellow. So any of those are obviously going to go together. they help form to make another color. Same doing on the other side. You know, blue violet obviously is going to go with violet and with blue because we mix them together for that. Warm colors, we have kind of our reds through our yellows, and then our cool colors, we have purples through kind of the very beginning of our greens. So you know, if you're thinking about keying a piece somehow, maybe you want to do cool colors in the shadows and warm colors for the lights. And we'll get into that a little bit more in another lesson. But that was just kind of some rudimentary statements on color and using a color wheel. So just as a review, try to find shapes on the color wheel. So try an isosceles triangle. So a color and the split of the complement will go together. A triangle that shifts will go together. So if you think about your primary colors and you turn it one spot and another spot and another spot, all those colors will go together. And then if you think about the two splits, you can turn those and they all go together. So if you're looking for a way to put together a harmonious color piece, just start to look at one of these color wheels and do a little bit of very simple math. Thank you.